broadcast. First, a quick look at the major headlines tonight. One patient diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Nationals abroad commemorate International Women's Day. Israeli missile strikes near Damascus kills 2. Number of COVID deaths reached the grim milestone of 6 million. In our domestic news, one patient has been diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today in testing station in the central region. On the other hand, 4 patients who have been receiving medical treatment in hospitals in the central region have recovered fully and have been discharged from these facilities. The total number of recovered patients has accordingly increased to 9,608, while the number of deaths stands at 103. The total number of confirmed cases in the country to date has increased to 9,716. Ministry of Health, Asmara, 7 March 2022. Nationals residing in Melbourne, Australia commemorated 8 March International Women's Day, featuring various cultural and artistic programs. At the occasion, Ms. Berhin Orbay, head of the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in Melbourne, indicated that the strong participation of Eritrean women in the national affairs attests to the strong commitment of the Eritrean government on issues of women. She commended all that contributed in organizing the colorful event. Mr. Yasin Umar, head of Community and Public Affairs in Australia, on his part said that the transformation of women being witnessed and the strong participation in national affairs attests to the long journey the Eritrean women traversed to realize their gender equality. At the event, Secretary of the PFDJ branch in Melbourne, Mr. Haptom Giovanni, and the Chairman of the Eritrean community in Victoria Region, Mr. Kidane Gunbot, delivered messages of solidarity. The Pediatrics Department at Orota National Referral Hospital is providing commendable health service, according to Professor Tsagereda Gabrihiwet, Medical Director of the hospital. Professor Tsagereda also indicated that in tandem with overall and substantive investment in human capital, the Pediatrics Department has acquired in recent years modern diagnostic and surgical equipment for treatment of cardiovascular, respiratory, and other chronic and congenital child diseases. She further noted that the pediatric hospital has 7 branches providing various medical services to 100 to 120 children daily, and that special service is being provided to over 10,000 children chronic diseases from all over the country. Regarding surgical equipment for treatment of cardiovascular diseases, Professor Tsagereda said that the cardiovascular center is established at the hospital 20 years ago and that successful surgeries have been conducted on over 1,000 children. She also stated that students of pediatrics at the Orota School of Medicine are gaining both theoretical and practical knowledge at the hospital. That was our domestic news. Please stay tuned for the international right after the show. Israeli missile strikes killed at least 2 civilians before dawn today near the Syrian capital Damascus. The strike hits positions south of the capital. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said the strikes hit a weapons and ammunition depot operated by Iran-backed militias near the Damascus International Airport. The War Monitor, which rallies on the extensive network of sources inside Syria, said it could not confirm civilian fatalities. According to the observatory, Israel has carried out raids in Syria at least 7 times since the start of the year. Last month, Israeli raids near the capital killed 2 Syrian soldiers and 4 Iran-backed militia fighters, the observatory said. The official death toll from COVID-19 reached the 6 million mark on Sunday, according to data from Johns Hopkins University. South Africa, in particular, has been hit hard, counting over 3.5 million infections in Africa and just over 99.5 deaths since the start of the outbreak. Official numbers suggest that South Africa has now administered over 31 million vaccine doses. It means nearly 50% of the adult population is fully vaccinated. Most restrictions to prevent the spread of the virus has been lifted. Wearing masks remains mandatory in South Africa, and there are still restrictions on the number of people allowed to attend public gatherings. Please stay tuned for a recap of tonight's headlines. One patient diagnosed positive for COVID-19 in tests carried out today. Nationals abroad commemorate International Women's Day. Israeli missile strike attacks near Damascus, killing 2. Number of COVID deaths reached the grim milestone of 6 million. And that was our news for tonight, dear viewers. It is good night from us.